Yes, Abu. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum salam.
All right. So, we will continue from where we left, but before we are going to practice some questions. Okay, now. Hmm. So let's do some questions. Question number one: which one of the following food items do not provide dietary fiber? Dietary fiber. Hmm.
Milk.
That is milk. Correct. Next question.
D.
Hmm. That is cottage cheese. How is it different from other options?
Because it is a different source of protein.
Meaning that it is coming from animal. No? It's a milk product. Right now, while others are from a plant product, and that is from the animal. Okay, third question. So this question says that there are some steps in order to test for the presence of protein in a food. So you are required to test for the presence of protein. So what steps you are going to follow up? Look carefully at the option. What is the order of option that should be followed here? Yes, Abu. What do you think is the correct order of steps here? Are you first of all, to tell me, are you able to relate with the question or not? Does the question sound familiar to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so that's a good thing. So, what are steps you have to follow here? Look, there's a test for protein. There are different tests for protein. Okay, now one of the tests for protein is called as Burette test. In this test, what we do now, what we basically do, we will be taking a test tube. You will take a clean test tube, right? And what you need to do, you need to take the food sample, whatever food sample you want to test. Okay. So you will take the food sample and then you will add some water in it and make a paste of it. You have added water to the food sample and you have made a paste of it. Getting it now?
Sir,
Yes.
correct option is B.
B. Hmm. So first of all, you will make a paste of or powder of it to be tested. Okay. That is the first step you will do. Correct. Option number B says that then you have to take a small quantity of the food item in a test tube and add water into it. Okay, that is also true. Next, what you're going to do, you'll be adding some copper sulfate solution into it. No. First of all, what you need to do, you need to add sodium hydroxide to it. All right now. Caustic soda is basically sodium hydroxide. Caustic soda किसे हम कहते हैं? Caustic soda is another name of sodium hydroxide. So first step was first order was true, second order was also true, but after that what you are required to do, you will add 10 drops of sodium hydroxide हम add करते हैं, that is NaOH. So you have added this And after this, you will be adding copper sulfate to it. इसके बाद अब copper sulfate solution add करते हैं. Getting it, Abu? Copper sulfate is added next to it. And after that, what you're going to observe? You will observe that the color of the food changes to bluish color. Bluish color or close to violet color. And when it turns to bluish or violet color, it will then indicate that protein is found in it. 1 minute. Protein is found in it. Getting it now? Okay. So let me dictate to you. Let me repeat all the steps to you. Am I visible in the class, by the way, or not?
Yes, sir, you're visible.
So first, हमने क्या किया है? You will make a paste of the food, whichever or whatever food you want to take. So you have done so. Let's say कि हमने एक paste लिया है. Next, you will add some water to it. कुछ water हमने इसमें add किया है. After that, first step is done. Second step is done. In the third step, you will be adding some drops of sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH. इसके बाद हमें क्या करना है? In the fourth step, you will be adding copper sulfate, CuSO4, copper sulfate हम add करेंगे. इसके at the last stage, you will observe the color changes to bluish violet. And this test in chemistry, that is called as Beer test. Okay, now name is not that much important, but the process you should remember that. All right, no, Boo.
Yes,
So
sir.
thereby option number C is correct here. Okay. Next question. It's a good question. You have to unscramble the words here. I can give you a hint. It is related to the first chapter which we have studied. Food, where does it come? No, I think second chapter, components of food. So it is related to that chapter. You can answer it. Also, is the date sheet out or not? Have we got the date sheet for exam?
Sir, what does that mean?
Date sheet basically means, I mean to say, when your exam is going to start.
Yes, sir.
Okay, when is it going to start from?
February 20.
20th of February. Okay, and
Yes,
when
sir.
it will be ending?
Sir, I don't know about that.
Okay, anyways. Yes, Abu, look at the first option. First question. Yes,
Sir,
after
it is
unscrambling it,
protein.
it is protein. Very good. Next,
Yes, sir, the next one is minerals.
minerals. Very good. After this, yes, after this, which one?
Vitamins.
Vitamin. Very good. So then you have got vitamin.
Carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates. Very good. That is also true. Next. Yes, Abu. Next one is
Nutrient.
very good. That is nutrients. And the last one is very easy.
Fat.
Fat. Very good. Now, you know that if our body does not get adequate supply of some of the vitamins, then there's a possibility that certain type of problems can occur in the body. All right, no? Certain type of problems can be occurring in the body if the body does not get that particular type of vitamin. For example, night blindness can happen if the body is not getting the required amount of vitamin A. Okay, now that means the vision of the person during night will be getting weaker. There's a disease called as beriberi. This condition can happen if the body is not getting adequate amount of vitamin B1. Getting it, Abu? So like this, there are certain type of vitamins which are playing a very important role in our body. Similarly, if the body is not having a sufficient quantity of vitamin K, thereby that will lead to thereby the blood will not be clotting. So if there's a cut, blood will keep on oozing out from that blood. It will keep out coming from that wound or from that cut. So it is important that whenever there's a cut or whenever there's an injury or wound, so it is important that blood should clot there. Getting it, Nambo? So
Yes.
vitamin K is helpful there in blood clotting. There are if the body is not getting sufficient quantity of vitamin K, then people should be eating green and leafy vegetables. All right, now they are a good source of vitamin K. So like this, these are some of the things. Then similarly, you have vitamin E also. Right now, vitamin E is good for for the health of the eye, for the health of our heart. Right now, so every vitamin has got some role to play. Similarly, vitamin C is also very important. It is important for the growth of cartilages, for the health of blood vessels. Right now, so thereby it has also got some role to play in our body. Anyways, moving further, you have to fill in the blanks given here. Options are provided to you. You have to fill them in the right option, the right question. By the way, the yellow part of the egg, what do we call that?
Yo.
And the white part, the white part of the egg is called as albumin. Okay, no. Albumin is the white part. Yolk is the yellow part. Yes, Abu. What is the option for the correct answer for the first option?
Protein.
Egg yolk is rich in protein. Then, what about the albumin? Albumin is rich in fat,
That
not in starch, in fat. All right, no. Albumin is rich in fat. Hmm. Question number B.
vitamin.
Very good. Hmm. Next.
Obesity.
Good. I can give you a hint. It is also called as dietary fiber. The answer for this one is also called as dietary fiber.
Sir, starch.
No, no. It is actually roughage. Okay, now. It is actually roughage. No, what is roughage? See, roughage is basically a fiber. It's a dietary fiber, and it is not digested. Right now, for example, when you eat the grain, when you eat vegetables, when you eat fruits, so they consist of dietary fiber in them. That is simply called as roughage. So roughage is also called as dietary fiber. Now, what is this roughage? So roughage is that part of the food which is indigestible, which cannot be digested by the body. Getting it now? But then it is important for the bacteria that are there in the alimentary canal of the human body. All right now. Also, apart from being important for the bacteria found in our alimentary canal, there are some good bacteria also which are found in the human digestive system. For them, it is good. It itself is not getting digested, but thereby what happens, since it's fibrous in nature, since it is fibrous in nature, thereby it also ensures that the movement of the food in the stomach, in the intestine, is maintained properly. प्रॉपर मूवमेंट के लिए भी ये important होता है. So that is the thing about it. Question number E. There's a vitamin that basically gets destroyed when it is cooked, when the food is cooked. Hope I am audible. It is given in the option also, boo. Out of the two, one is correct. Vitamin A and vitamin C. एक correct होगा. See, it is actually vitamin C. All right now. So vitamin C, it gets destroyed while due to the heat in the food, it is destroyed. That's why. Have you ever seen that people would be cooking the citrus fruits and then eating it? Citrus fruit, खट्टे fruit जो होते हैं, grapes, mangoes, right now. So these are some of the citrus fruits, kiwi. So we don't cook it. We eat it raw. And vitamin C, you should know that is important to for the cells. It is important for the health of the cells. It is important for the health of our bone, our skin, right? And for our cartilage also. So it is a very important vitamin that is required by the body. Yes. Which of the following mixture would you be able to separate using the method of filtration?
B.
Cornflakes and milk. Very good. Which would be the most appropriate method in order to separate grain from bundles of stalks? The first image, first of all, you tell me okay, what does this image shows, what does the second image shows? What's happening in the first image? By the way, have you any background from village, or your parents have any background from the village?
Sir, that is threshing.
That is threshing. Very good. Okay, no? So if you happen to visit the villages, you might have observed that people would be doing threshing like this. And the first image, okay, out of the two, which one represents threshing?
Sir, the second one.
The second one is threshing. Very good. What about the first one?
Sir, that is just a
No, no,
taking.
it's not just a woman. She is doing something. Mm-hmm. See, that process is no in this what she is doing now. See, a wind is blowing here. Right now, wind is blowing here. So what she is basically doing now, this is the seed, and seed is covered inside the seed coat. The seed coat. Seed coat that is also called a shaft. CHAFF shaft. And inside the seed coat that is shaft, there is grain. So they have to separate the grain from the seed coat, from the seed coat, right now. So thereby, what she will be doing now, she will be using this wooden structure. She will be allowing the grain to fall here. Getting it now? And wind will also be helping it here. How? Basically, what we know that the shaft is lighter in weight. It is having lesser weight, and grain is having more weight. So due to the wind, the shaft will be deposited some here, and the grain will be falling here. And this process is called as winnowing. Getting it, Nabu? So winning is
Okay.
what? Winning is nothing but the process via which we separate the shaft from the grain with the help of wind. This one. Read the question.
Sir, wheat grains is like grains, right?
Yeah, it is simply grain
Sir, sieving.
sieving. Very good. In the image also, you can see these are the sieves. The sieving has to be done. Yeah. Pick the change that can be reversed from the following. Your first option, can it be reversed?
No.
No. Second option, building of
Yes.
ghee. Yes, it can be reversed. Right now. Third option,
No.
no. Fourth option,
No.
no. So obviously the second option is correct. Next question. Salt can be separated from the its solution. That is simply salt dissolved in water. Why is it so? This is a question from change around us from that chapter. By the way, changes, what are the two natures of change? Change.
Reverse.
Hmm.
Irreversible.
Okay. There's one more category. That is a change in which no new substance is formed. That is called as physical change. No?
Yes, sir.
And then you have the chemical change in which new substance are formed. Okay. Next question. Second question, Abu, answer this one. Read the options carefully.
A.
Okay, what about option number D?
But both of them are same.
No, both of them are not same here. Both of them are not same. See, basically, in the first option, it is saying that mixing of salt in water is a change that can be reversed. So far, it was true. So far, it was true. Further, after reverse, it says by heating and melting of salt. So you are not directly heating and melting the salt, but you are heating the solution now. You are heating the salt solution now. Getting it, Abu? Also,
Yes.
you have seen that at the seashore, you will see that many people should be doing salt cultivation, salt farming basically करते हैं salt इकट्ठा करते हैं. How do they do that? Sea water is salty in nature, right now. So what the water will that will be coming to the seashore, they will be making square blocks like this in which the sea water will be stored, and basically due to the sunlight the water will be evaporated and all that is left is crystals of salt crystals are left. You can watch a documentary on this also. There are so many good documentaries how they obtain salt from the seawater. I would recommend to watch it one. So it's a very simple process. So it is reversible by evaporation. Okay. Which of the following parts of our body help us in movement? Mhm. Only bones. We have to answer from here A, B, C, or D from this one. Yusufu. Like when we studied about body movements, no? Option number A, correct. So we are able to do movement because of the action of both muscles and bones. Getting it now? For example, if you want to pull your lower arm, so thereby you must have noticed that the biceps become what? It becomes thicker, right now. So thereby the movement of muscles is responsible for the movement of bones, and both of them are actually helping you to do locomotion, to do movement. Option number A is correct. Which of them is having neither bones or neither muscles?
Earthworm.
That is earthworm. Correct. Okay, no. While talking about other options like human beings and dogs, they have got a skeleton and they have got endoskeleton. Skeleton is also of two types. One that is present outside the body, one that is present inside the body. The one that is present inside the body that is called as endoskeleton, and the another one is called as exoskeleton. In the case of skeleton is present outside the body of the organism. Can you give an example of such an organism in which you see that the exoskeleton is outside? We have so many examples. Yes. Like scorpions. Yes, Abu. Scorpions are such an example of an example of such an organism. Shrimps. Shrimps are also an example. Snails. Snails are also an example of such an organism. Getting it now. Then you have the most common beetle. These are examples of such organisms in which a skeleton is found outside their body. Hope it is clear. Hmm. So why do they wear fin-like flippers on their feet? It kind of looks like this.
A.
To swim easily in water, exactly. Okay, now. How do the earthworms breathe? Yes, Abu. Earthworms breathe through their which organ? Is it the skin? Is it the stomach, lungs, gills? That is
Skin.
the skin, exactly. That's why you might have seen that notoriously, what kids would be doing, kids would be sprinkling salt over the body of the earthworms. And you'd observe that the earthworms would suffocate to death because of that. So, what it basically does, first of all, it causes irritation to their soft and slimy body. Second, it also blocks the pores on their skin, which helps them to breathe. So, that is the thing. Next one. With respect to reproduction, which one is odd here? Okay, let's start by looking at option number A. So eggs of hen. So are they not the product of reproduction? Right now, they are the product of reproduction. So that one is not odd. Second one, seeds of plants. Yes, after fertilization has happened, seeds are formed. Buds of potato. So you might have seen that potato will be having buds like this in them. And you know that you can cut the potato into different sections, plant them separately, and each of them will be growing into a new plant. You might have seen that or observed that. And the last option, roots of mango tree. So do they have any role in reproduction? Yes, Abu. Have you ever seen like the
A.
new plants will be coming out of the roots of mango tree? No, that is also not related to reproduction. Okay, no. Option D
Yes.
is the correct answer then. Okay, so that is the last question, and it's a good one. We have to unscramble the given words here. So first one is specific features or certain habits which enable a living being to live in its surroundings. That chapter is related to animals and their surroundings. All right, now from there I have picked up this question: the living organisms and their surroundings. The first one, what do you think? A specific features or certain habits which enable a living being to live in its surroundings. For example, a camel is able to live in its habitat because it has got some specific features on its body, right? No? A very broad feet, the body is at a height from the ground. It can drink so many liters of water at the same time. So these are some of the features which it has adapted now. So this is basically called as adaptation. Getting it now? Okay. Next, next question. Waste products are removed by this process. Yes, Abu. That is the last step in nutrition in animals. Nutrition in animals involves certain stages: digestion, starting from ingestion, then digestion, then absorption, then assimilation, and the last one is simply removal of the waste from the body. That process is simply called as excretion. So when you scramble the word, you will find it as excretion. Okay. The C one, I think you would be able to answer this one. Like you might have seen that if you touch the leaves of touch me not plant, that is Mimosa pudica. So that is a particular plant. If you were to touch its leaves, it will fold. For example, that is responding to touch. Or when you touch a very hot pan or hot object, you immediately remove your hand from there. So the cause of your response, that is called as what? Is am I audible to you or not?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Uh-huh. So that is simply called as stimuli. That is called as stimuli. Okay, no? So stimuli is something that basically makes you to respond to it. Correct, no? Hmm. The last one, it's very simple. Because of this, we find organisms of the same kind. Okay, take your time, no issues. Yeah, should I help then? It's a process which is ensuring that life continues on Earth. Because of this process, the population is increasing. The population of any species continues because of this process. It is simply reproduction. Okay, Nambu. Okay.
Yes.
Answer one more question, then we will end this. Okay, suppose you are having a land. There's a cultivated land which you are cultivating, and cattle are grazing on that land. So will you call that a natural habitat? If yes, why? Or if no, why? Suppose there's a land which you have cultivated. So it means cultivated, there must be something that is growing on it. Let's suppose you have planted wheat and there are cattle who are grazing on the field, on the cultivated land. Will you call that a natural habitat of the cattle? Yes, Abu. Will you call that a natural habitat of the cattle? First of all, explain to me that what do you mean by habitat?
Different kind of places where animals live.
Where animal lives. So animal can be living in our houses also. We can make a small shelter for them, a wooden shelter for them, and there also we can keep them. But does it mean that it is their habitat? You can see that cows can be found roaming in the streets also many times. Huh? So will we say that that is the natural habitat of the cows or any other cattle? Yes, Abu. For example, consider example of we humans. We humans go inside the water also. Why the submarines, in the submarines we go inside the water also. So, but that does it mean that the water becomes our habitat?
No.
No. So the thing is that it has to be a natural environment, right? Now, it has to be a natural environment, not an environment which is created by the humans. Huh? For example, you take a fish in the aquarium. So if you place a fish in the aquarium, it does not mean that it is its habitat. Its habitat is actually the natural water body. It is actually the natural water bodies. Getting it about ponds, lakes, rivers, oceans. So habitat has to be a natural environment where the organism is living, and it should be providing the organism with all the necessary things to stay alive, namely the food, shelter, uh, proper climatic conditions as well. Getting it now?
Yes.
Okay. Hmm. So that is the thing. Do tell me, suppose there is an organism that has got a very streamlined and a slippery body. A streamlined and a slippery body. So, what type of habitat is best for that organism? Is it a water? Is it a desert? Is it grassland? Or is it a mountain? Keep in mind, it has got a streamlined shaped body and a slippery body. Slippery, slippery body. These are the characteristics of organisms found in where? Basically, I'm talking about fishes now. Fishes have got a streamlined shape body like this. Yes, Abu? So fishes have got a streamlined body like this, and their body is silky. So thereby they will be found in water, obviously. That's a simple question. Okay, no? Okay, so we practiced sufficient amount of questions today. Now, do tell me, the last class we were discussing some question from the chapter cell also. So apart from that chapter, do you have doubts or a specific need in any other chapter which you would like to discuss? Electricity and circuits, everything is clear in that chapter.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay. Fun with magnets,
Yes, sir.
everything's clear. Okay,
Yes, sir.
very good. So can you tell this one thing to me? Let's say that you have got a bar magnet. Magnets can be of different shape. Can you name some of the shape of the magnet first? Then I will come to this question. What are the different shapes of the magnets? Like magnets can be in circular shape also. They can be have a ring shape also. They can be having a circular shape also. They can be having a square shape also. Right now, they can be having a cuboidal shape also and a cube shape also. They can be having a cylindrical shape also. So magnets comes in different shape and different sizes. That's the basic thing. Do tell me, what are the two poles of the magnet called as?
Poles.
Poles. Very good. Namely the north and
So
south poles. Suppose I have got some iron fillings. Iron fillings are basically nothing but very tiny pieces of iron are called as iron fillings. So do tell me, where will the iron fillings be getting attracted maximum? Is it at A? Is it at A or is it at the center of the magnet? Is it at the center of the magnet, that is B? Or is it at the poles of the magnet, that is A and A?
A.
That is at A. So it means that the magnetic strength of the magnet is maximum at the poles. Okay, no? Also, is it that the amount of iron fillings is taking to the north end is equal to the south end, or will it be different? Did you got the question?
No, sir.
My question is that the magnetic strength of this magnet, is it same at both the poles or is it different at the two poles? What you will be observing, equal amount of the iron fillings will be getting attracted to the north pole and to the end of south pole also. Thereby it simply means that the strength of north pole and the south pole of the magnet are same. That is what I'm trying to say. Okay, no? Hmm. So that is another thing. Also, to tell me one more thing, that for example, let's say there is a toy car and there is a bar magnet that is hidden inside that toy car. एक toy car है and inside this toy car a bar magnet is hidden, and you need to find out which pole of the magnet is facing the front of the car, and you have to use another magnet in order to find that out. Let me repeat my question. There is a toy car which has got a bar magnet hidden inside it. There is a bar magnet inside it, and your task is that using another magnet you need to find out which pole of the magnet is facing the front part of the car, meaning that in the front part of the car, is it the north pole or is it the south pole? Any guess, any idea how do we do this? How do we find that out? First of all, you answer this one thing to me that for the second one now, इस सेकंड वाले पोल के लिए हमें ऑलरेडी पता होगा कि हमें which poles are there in this one. You would already be aware of this. The another magnet which you will be using, you will be already aware which one is north, which one is south, right now. So that is one thing you have to keep in mind. Now further with this information, think about it for a while and then answer it. Suppose let's say that the another magnet which you are bringing near to it now. So this end is south pole and this end is north pole. I have given you that much of it. Now think about it. Keeping in mind that you know that like poles, do they repel or attract? Like poles of magnet? Hello. Am I audible, Abu?
Repel.
Like poles repel. Unlike poles will be attracting. Can you give example of like poles? What is the combination look? What does the combination look like? North, north, south, south, south. Okay, no? And unlike poles, they will be attracting each other as simple as that. So do tell me, what if you were to bring the south pole of this another magnet which you will be using? If it is attracted toward the front portion of the car, obviously it means that the front portion is north pole of the magnet. The front portion, this is the front portion of the magnet which will be north pole. That's why it will be getting attracted to it, no? Right, no? And if you also what you can do, you can bring this north pole of the given magnet also.